What is up, y'all? Welcome to, well, cocktail hour, I guess, with Heavy Cardboard. So cheers to you guys. And you guys see the, other way, that guy right there, Clay Ross,
Yeah.
Capstone Games. I figure, you know what? It was funny. I went and got some tacos tonight, and it's the second time I've been in my car in 2 weeks. That was weird driving. But anyway, I went to pick up tacos.
Computers.
And you texted me, and I was like, huh. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel like hanging out and working tonight.
Hey, I'm there with you, man.
So I was like, hey, I got a crazy idea. You want to come and hang out, and you and I will just shoot the shit, I guess, kind of. Oh yeah, by the way, this may not be your typical stream, so if we cuss on occasion, we will try not to too much. But if we do, I apologize. So yeah, you were like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. So here we are. So cheers, guys.
Hey, man. Cheers.
So
Thanks
Clay,
for having me, by the way.
hey, thanks for hanging out tonight, dude. I appreciate it. So first off, the important thing, what are you drinking?
I have a Weller's Special Reserve Wheated Bourbon. Here it is on the camera. Delicious, by the way. I've been exploring a lot of different types of bourbon lately. And yeah, this one's one of my favorites. It's very smooth and not too much of a bite and a lot of flavor. So
Cool. Well, I'm not a big drinker. People, I think, may or may not know that. On occasion, have a cocktail. On occasion, have a bottle of wine or whatever. Jess and I were out 2 months ago at this point. Yeah, it was over a month. So anyway, we were out and went to a bar, and they had this on the menu for a cocktail.
Screwball.
It's Screwball. Okay. It's peanut butter whiskey, To the Misfits, Black Sheep, and Screwballs. And I was like,
said peanut butter whiskey?
Peanut butter whiskey. And I was like,
I'm interested.
And I'm like, how is that even, what?
What does it mean?
Yeah, right? And then, I mean, because, like, I'm the type of person that I try and taste flavors, like, when I hear them, you know, what they would taste like, right?
Did you pick up the peanut butter?
And I'm like, peanut butter and whiskey. I'm not a big whiskey guy, but okay, I'll try it. Oh, my God. It's so
delicious.
Good. It is.
I really need to try this now. I feel like I've heard of a Screwball.
Well, no, it is not the Screwball. It is just the name of the whiskey.
Like the company or brand?
Yeah. And apparently,
wow,
the places that order this, when their clientele taste it, they can't keep it in stock. That's
a good problem to have.
Right, seriously, right? And yeah, so I just threw a little lime, some Coke, little ice. That works.
That's delicious, man. I love peanut butter, so that's why I'm like really interested in this. Anything peanut butter. Oh, and then you throw it into whiskey.
Right. I mean,
hold on, sir.
Right. And I was thinking about this, and I was like, when I was driving cross country, when I moved here from Colorado, we stopped off in Omaha, Nebraska, and met up with some of the folks from the herd, and they took us to eat at this burger joint, and they put peanut butter on their burgers, and I was like, I'm willing to try anything once. Yeah. So had that and some jalapenos on your burger, change your life.
Yeah.
Just life changing.
Yeah, peanut butter is so versatile. I mean, you can put it in vanilla ice cream. Apparently, you can put it in whiskey now. That's a thing.
Right.
So maybe coffee's next. Who knows?
Right. There's a type of coffee called Yirgacheffe. I believe it's from Ethiopia, I think, that smells like peanut butter. Tastes nothing like peanut butter. It smells like peanut butter, though. So
wow.
Anyway, so we were like, hey, why don't we get together and hang out, and we can invite the Peanut Gallery and hang out with us. So, we'll talk some games, we'll talk some stuff, I suppose, but it's just kind of hanging out. Like our local group we have a Zoom chat scheduled for 7 p.m. on Saturday night. There's like 10 of us just going to get together, have a drink, hang out, because we can't hang out. And so we're going to get on Zoom and do it, have a meeting, i.e. hang
Yeah,
out.
right. Yeah, this has been nice. I mean, I just with all this social distancing and everything, and not being able to really have contact with other people out there besides your family. Yeah, it definitely feels nice to just have a conversation and just relax.
Seriously.
It kind of feels like I'm there. I know there's a little bit of a digital barrier here, but you have that feeling of being there. It's really nice. So really appreciate that.
All right. Yeah, I'm glad you were willing to do this because I'll be honest, like I had Andrew here for a couple hours last night because we're going to be doing Hands in the Sea tomorrow night. And we've
Okay.
talked about how he hasn't left his house in over 2 weeks. Literally hasn't left his house in two
Oh, that's
weeks.
hard. Yeah.
And I'm like his one uh like indulgence coming here to play games.
Yeah.
And so if he gets me sick, I'm getting me sick. Maybe Jess, right?
Yeah.
And if I get him sick, I get him and his kid and his wife sick. But that's it. We have almost no contact. Almost no contact. Yes,
Yeah, I
I went.
mean, the thing is, you got to go to the grocery stores, you got to go to the gas stations. If you have to go to like a CVS or something, I mean, it's not perfect, but I mean, you're going to come in contact. I think you guys will be fine, but
We do
yeah,
too. And again,
yeah,
he has a little kid at home and a wife. If he
yeah,
was concerned about that, I mean, and like, soon as he comes in, he washes his hands. As soon as he leaves, I wash my hands. We try and keep our hands off our face. Stuff like that. It's
yeah, man. I've been that my hands, they're so dry
oh
lately, just
yeah,
from
bad.
washing and everything. And I've gone through. So there's a thing I just found. Just real side note tangent. Hopefully that's cool.
That dude, that's
Um,
all tonight is tangent.
I'm
So
really
you're
good
fine.
at doing those things. So this just popped in my head. I have this skin, I don't know if it's a skin problem or anything, but I have really dry skin. And when I go to Reno, like we were in Gamma,
Hmm.
was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh God, it feels like a lifetime ago at this point.
Yeah, it's so arid there that on the fourth or fifth day I was there, my hands dry out and they crack, and it's just natural cracks. Sometimes they'll bleed, but they fortunately don't
Ah,
happen.
lotion,
Yeah, I gotta
man,
put
lotion,
yeah.
shea
So
butter, something.
that didn't happen there because I found this product called it's O'Keefe's. It's like for extreme dry cracked hands. You see it at like hardware stores. Like you'd think it'd be for like somebody like made specifically for somebody
Somebody who's
that
like working out on a lobster boat or
yeah.
something. Yeah,
Like I
yeah, I
got
got you. Right.
yeah, and so I get this product, man, and it's in Kroger and everything, all the grocery stores, but oh my gosh, it's a lifesaver. So I've gone
Nice.
through like 3 tubs of that or 3 little things of that. So it's just
I'm
I don't
just
know.
picturing tubs of just, oh, that's better. All right, good
It's
stuff.
just my usage of that's gone up because of the amount of hand washing.
Oh yeah, it's insane. And even though I'm not leaving the house a lot, and by a lot I mean I think 3 times. I went to pick up some Aussie cheese fries after a stream the other night. Got lambasted by an Australian, and how he feels it's an affront. Outback, just the whole Australian theme is such a crock, he said. And it's like, what the hell are Aussie cheese fries? And anyway, fair enough. Look, I just was craving some fries with
Give
cheese
me
and
some
bacon, and
fries, bro.
that's it. That's all I wanted. Don't shoot the messenger. Anyway, so I went. So I went and picked that up. I went and got tacos tonight. So on that note, in fact, it's called Aaron's Taco Cartel. It's a little tiny little joint. And so kind of talking about this whole COVID thing and how we're having to stay home. His business is taking an absolute beating, and we just got extended through May, I'm sorry, through into May for the social distancing,
Did you
shelter
say
in place.
end of May or
No,
like at the
into, I
beginning?
think it was like May
Okay.
4th or something,
Yeah.
which I'll be honest, I think it goes on longer than that at this point. But
Yeah.
these small businesses are just getting hammered, dude. It's
It's going to crush so many people financially. It's really sad. I know a lot of people. I feel like there's two divisive thoughts of either you save the lives or you save the economy. I think you've got to do both. You can't just focus on one thing, and it's really hard to thread the needle to make everybody happy, especially in this situation. So the path we're headed down is definitely a destruction on small business, just complete destruction of that. And yeah, we're starting to see it in the board game industry too.
So, okay, on that note, yeah, how is this affecting? So you're a publisher. So,
Yeah, so fortunately for us, we're not all of our eggs are not in one basket with a distributor. Because and I'm not trying to. This is public information, so I'm just going to speak from what's
yeah,
public. I'm not
you're
going to have
fine.
it spin
You're
on it.
good.
But like there's a newsletter that came out from Geppy Enterprises or Geppy Family Enterprises. They own Diamond Comics, and so Diamond Comics just sells pretty much all the comic books around the United States.
Okay.
And they stopped shipping a couple of weeks ago, and immediately, like that, just like boom, a whole bunch of local game stores just closed down because they cannot. That's their lifeblood. But
Now, when you
and
say close
again,
down, like
they're
permanently
done.
or just for
Yeah,
now?
no, they're done. They are done.
Wow.
But then, um, so Geppy also owns Alliance Game Distributors, probably the biggest and one of the biggest in the United States. But we just got a note. I think it was on Monday or something like maybe last night. I don't know.
They all run together. I get it.
They're not going to pay their vendors right now. So
So what does that mean?
they just said that they're not getting consistent payments from the retail stores. So obviously some of them are not going to be able to pay just because of that slowdown.
Right.
But there are still some that are still fully operational and functional. But because of that lack of income or revenue, they're going to withhold payments to vendors. Now, I haven't seen this happen to me yet personally. This just came out recently. And so we'll see how it goes. It's just very ominous signs like that I'm starting to see out there. And it's just, things are changing, man. It's really,
So, okay, so hold on.
really
So,
changing.
are you technically a vendor in that regards? Meaning, so
Yeah,
you've
I'm a
been
vendor.
selling games to the distributor. The distributor, it then goes out to the FLGS, right?
Yeah,
So you're the
essentially, I'm not going to
vendor.
get into
So Clay's not getting paid.
yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to get into our terms with Alliance.
Sure,
It's a
that's
unique
fine.
situation. It's a little bit different than the traditional way to go, but
Okay.
we're really close. I really like Alliance. They're great. I love their workers. Uh, Mike Runyon is my buyer. He's amazing. Mike Young, Mike Webb, all those guys up there, and ladies too, Janelle. Fantastic staff, really nice people, very welcoming. So it's nothing against them. This is beyond them. This is up to the top. But yeah, it's stuff like that where you're just kind of questioning where this thing's going to go, and am I going to get paid? We'll see. We haven't invoiced them yet for anything. That invoice will drop soon, but that statement came out. We don't know. It's an in-depth. They didn't really give a timeline. They did say that they're going to follow up with it this week, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's just. I guess the point of this is there's definitely some caution red flags out there that are just starting to pop up, and you're starting to see some really, really massive waves in the industry. So
That's
see
really
what
interesting
happens.
to hear. So, I mean, in a sense, things are actually rolling uphill instead of downhill, because
Yeah.
you look at it from the base value, the base level. So the consumers, right? Regular Joe out there, the peanut gallery out there watching right now. Everybody out there is being affected in some way, right? Whether it's either furloughed, out of work. Like I have somebody in my local group that got furloughed today,
Yeah.
or today or yesterday. So there are people that obviously are struggling to make ends meet. So they had disposable income. That disposable income goes away. So now they're not buying games. They're not
Yeah.
buying games, then whether it's the online game store or the friendly local game store, if that's big enough, they're not selling games. So therefore they close down. If they close down, the distributor can't get paid because game stores are closed. So there's that, which then means the publishers don't get paid. And if the publishers don't get paid, then they can't afford to make games and they go away. Well,
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. We'll see. Now, here's some good stuff though that's coming. Uh, for Capstone, I'm not worried. I think we'll be able to ride this wave. This was a time of it's kind of crazy how it happened, but this Ride the Rails pre-orders just ended a couple weeks ago, and I wasn't planning on a massive income or any kind of major releases to happen between now and Origins, aside from those Essen restocks like Cooper Island's coming back, Maracaibo and all that.
Maracaibo, right? Yep.
Yeah, buddy. But yeah, all that stuff's going to come back and get back out there. We do have some back orders that are still good, so we'll see if those hold. But I'm digressing too much.
No, you're fine, dude. No, you're fine.
Yeah, I think we'll because I don't have a lot of releases between now and June. It's not going to really affect us. I kind of planned for this financially to have this lull of a couple months. So we can, and what I've been doing is more internal operations, building up our infrastructure, working on a new website,
and I saw you working in the warehouse. I saw you tweet something out the other day. So
it's just be in the warehouse. But yeah, I have I got a forklift yesterday. Finally, like it's been 5 years without one, and I'm done killing my back.
So you now own a forklift?
I own a forklift, and then I've got pallet racks installed in the warehouse. So, and I got another set being installed tomorrow, and that should be good to go for a long time.
Awesome, man. And that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's more building for the future because I'm hopeful that we're going to get out of this and we're going to come through strong. The one thing before I went on this wild tangent is the good news is we're seeing a massive increase in Amazon sales. The spike that we've occurred over the last couple of weeks has been great on Amazon, and I know they're not shipping low priority items like board games right now. They're putting the focus on the medical equipment, the PPE,
as they should. Kind of sure, yeah.
And I love that. I think that as a company is amazing, and it just kind of shows you that they care. But yeah, so that's something that kind of says, hey, people are still inside, but they're looking for stuff to do instead of watch TV all day. Let's go play a game with our family, obviously. And then you can still do like live streams with the actual. I've seen some people tweet they're going to play Irish Gauge, and somebody has the game set up and they have it on camera, and then everybody tunes in and just says, hey, I want to do that.
Yep.
That's my move. So it's cool stuff like that.
It's awesome. I mean, I think that's fantastic. I'll be honest with you. Now that we've gotten this extended until May, you're going to see that on the show here. I think what we're going to do is get together, like myself, maybe like you, get like Rainer to get, people that I know within the industry, probably get one of you guys every so often, and then a couple of patrons, and we'll play like on Tabletopia, or we'll play to where I'll have the game set up here, and then you guys Skype in and we'll figure out, you want to do this. Hey, I want to add trains to there. Okay. And it'll be clumsy. It's not going to be as clean as if everybody were here, and then we stream that. And I think people will enjoy that. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
If you ever want a person, I would do it.
All right. There you go. You guys heard it. So good. But no, it makes sense that Amazon, like, sales are going up for this stuff in the short term, at least right now, because there's only so much Netflix, in theory, that you can watch. I mean,
except have you seen Tiger King?
Yeah. I have not. I have avoided it.
Oh no! This is not one you want to avoid.
Really? It seems like such a train wreck.
Oh, dude. Oh my! I'm only on 2 episodes here. So,
okay. All right.
And the only thing I want to say is, well, 2 things. Number one, I've heard a lot of people say that it's a slow start.
Okay.
As soon as they started going, I was hooked, man, because I knew this was going to be hillbilly white trash heaven, and it's a nice break from reality. So
I struggle with. That's what I'm saying. Like, so some of the things that I binged, because I have a hard time sleeping. Part of my therapy, I guess, or reasons I'm going to therapy is all my stuff materializes late at night, but it doesn't matter. Don't want to get into all that tonight. So I end up watching way more Netflix or YouTube than I care to. I'll
Yeah.
double back to the YouTube stuff. We'll get there. Remind me of
Okay.
that. But for Netflix, what have I watched? I've watched the entire season of Cheer, which is it's
Look this up.
a Division 3 school, like a community college almost type thing in Nowhere, Texas. These guys
Okay.
are national champions year after year after year for cheerleading. Like these are the gymnasts, and they have towers, and it's insane, like insane. So that was pretty cool. Let's see what else. F1. I have zero interest,
Yeah, me too.
interest in F1.
Me too.
But oh my God, am I compelled to watch the series now? I am completely caught up. I've watched both seasons of this F1 series.
What is it?
I don't know. It's F1 something. Or it's literally like they follow, each episode follows a team and or their drivers for a particular, for that, 30, 40-minute episode, whatever it is, back in
Okay.
2018 and 2019 season. And it's fascinating. There's
Yeah, I'd
essentially,
like to check that out.
yeah, I have zero interest in F1, but it was a really good show. What else? I'm behind on Narcos, the new season. I really want to catch up on it. You don't
Really?
like you don't like Narcos? Bro.
Dude, I watched. I like the drug cartels. The drug, man, like traffic and all that. I never got into back in the day, but like, I don't know. I couldn't get into the episode or season one. The characters, I just couldn't.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, it was
I
fantastic.
cannot get into them. But yeah, how many seasons are there now?
3 or 4, something like
Okay.
that. So.
Is it the same people? I know.
Like they started out with the Medellin cartel, so with Pablo Escobar, and
Yeah.
then transitioned over to the Cali cartel as historically. Then they moved to Mexico. The Mexico one I wasn't really feeling, and then it's a new season. And I haven't caught up on that.
Okay.
People are saying in chat, Ozark apparently is pretty good as well. So, all
Yeah,
right.
Jason Bateman, man, I really like him a lot, and that's one I haven't watched yet. But I want to check out
All right.
Ozark. I've heard really good things from it.
Gooserino just brought up my latest addiction on YouTube. So I told you I was going to double back to YouTube. So I'm really weird in that I watch serial killer stuff or plane crash things when I'm
Oh,
going
dude,
to
I
sleep.
can't handle that. Oof.
So that's kind of
Like,
my
what's the
jam.
plane crash stuff? Is that this like where
So
like the
all
black
right,
box?
like if you've ever watched like Seconds from Disaster, there's that, and there's other ones, but I've gotten away from those. What now I'm totally 100% addicted to is there are 2 or 3 channels that I've found to where there's nothing spoken. All you hear is the drone of the jet engines, and it's like done on Microsoft Flight X, whatever, right?
Okay.
It's almost like a documentary with it, but there's no people in it or anything, and all the talking or all the description or whatever, it's all written. So it's really
Yeah.
nice to go to sleep to, because if I fall asleep, there's nobody talking. It's just the drone of the airplane engine.
It's white noise.
It is, and it's
Okay.
and I forget the channels. There's, like I said, there's like 3 different channels that have basically every plane crash out there. And apparently there have only been 4 times in the history of the NTSB where they have not been able to determine a probable cause of crash. And
Oh, wow.
and I watched one of the ones where it was about that, and then it was like 6 years later, after 2 more crashes of the exact same type, they were finally able to figure out what was causing it. And
Was that
fix it.
the Airbus A350s or whatever?
No, this was DC-8, DC-10, DC-10s.
Oh, those
I
are
think.
old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there you go. Anyway, the other one.
Hold on. Is that like Microsoft Flight Simulator or is that like
Yeah.
real like
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
but all it is it has the aircraft and you see it and it's like they
Gotcha.
it's like the view from inside the cockpit. Like, oh, they move it to flaps 30, whatever, 30 degrees flaps or
Nice.
whatever, right?
Okay.
But Gusarino mentioned my latest addiction. So previously I'd mentioned Marble Olympics. Have you ever watched Marble Olympics?
Marble?
Marble, marbles. Marbles. No, I'll take
No,
that as
I've
a
not
no.
seen
All
this.
right. So Marble Olympics is it's amazing. So this guy has this track with grandstands set up somewhere in his house, I assume, and he voiceovers like a sportscaster, different events. There's a high jump, so they're just and there are teams. There's like the O Rangers, there's the the limers, and they're all green. The O Rangers are all orange. He gives each marble a name, and they have
Is it like
events.
Jim dancing it? Like,
Yes, 100% yes. And they have the Olympics. Lately, though, they now have started Marbula One racing, and each team has its own track that they go and race on, and they do like 10 laps. Unbelievable, and it's so stupid, and I'm in. I'm big on Team O Ranger, and
ESPN, get in on this. Come on.
100% yes. It's fantastic. So yeah, that's there you go.
That's another one. I mean, okay, so out of the ones you mentioned, I think the ones I would check out, possibly the F1 thing. I'm
Okay,
not a racing guy,
all right.
but out of them all, definitely the marble. That I would definitely look at that.
Here we go. Hold on. Adam says go Hazers, so he's Team Hazers. Kevin, Alter Carbon. Nope, sorry. Gusarino is big fan of Balls of Chaos.
Yeah, I see that.
They have on-field injuries. They do when a marble
Momo.
breaks. They get Momo. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. See, I am not alone on this. People
Oh, that's cool.
understand. This is amazing.
Yeah, this is a big thing then.
It
That's
re-
cool.
their races get over 1 million views.
It's like esports, man.
It really,
It's bigger than
it's marbles, and I'm struggling to get like 2,000 views on a stream. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right.
It
So,
sounds more fun than baseball, to me, at least.
oh, easy. So,
The knives are coming out, dude.
right? Seriously. So sports. So
Yeah.
we were at Gamma when all of this really came to a head. You and I were.
I
And,
know. It was like right in the middle of the show. It got real serious, too.
yeah, it did. People were all of a sudden like, "Where's so and so? Oh, he flew home." Okay.
Yeah, they're gone. They left. Like, oh, this is
Oh,
getting real.
right.
Yeah, go
And
ahead,
they
though.
canceled
Sorry.
March Madness. That was when it
Yeah.
officially really kind of sank in for me. And I miss baseball right now. Like to me, opening day should be
Big
a
time.
national holiday. It's a really big deal. And where you're at now
Cincinnati
is
is
the home of my
huge.
team, and
Yeah.
Cincinnati's the oldest team in the world for baseball. Consistently, they're going on 150 some odd years. It's bordering on religion there in Cincinnati. So not having baseball to me right now is weird.
It's hard, man. Yeah, not having sports, and I hate when not I hate, that's a bad word. But like it's discomforting when you turn the TV on and you see like, oh, here's the 2018, ALCS or something, and you're
Sure.
just like,
Yep.
this is like what you see in a sci-fi movie where that's what they're watching, the old
Yep.
stuff.
It's
There's nothing now.
It's
So,
surreal.
yeah.
I mean, obviously none of us have experienced this before, but it's just the weird thing is though, I don't miss it as much as I thought I would. I do miss it, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I've been a lot more productive on things, and the weird thing is for me on my end, I know I feel like this sounds really bad, but my life hasn't changed drastically since this happened because of the fact that, so I stay at home and work on the show. That differs how my day-to-day life is. What? I don't go play poker. Like that's the one thing that has drastically changed. And obviously it's a lot more solo games and the occasional two-player game. That's changed,
Yeah.
obviously, but other than that, my day-to-day life really hasn't changed a whole lot because I eat, breathe, and sleep the show anyways.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I can relate to that a little bit. For me, it's a little difficult. I've got a 6 year old and an almost 3 year old, and I feel so bad, man, because on it, like, okay, so we were at Gamma when shit got real.
Right,
Um, my wife texted me on Wednesday. This is like the first day of the show,
right.
when it opens, and she goes, "They're gonna cancel school on Friday so the teachers and staff can prepare for if COVID-19 is becoming a problem and they need to delay school for a certain period of
Right,
time."
right.
And I was like, damn, they're going to just cancel school just to have a meeting about that? It's like, this is crazy. But my son's birthday was that following Monday, and we had a birthday party planned for the following weekend. He's going to be 6, and he was so excited for it because we're going to do like this Mario Kart thing, and all his friends, because he's in kindergarten, and all his new friends, because we just moved to Cincinnati, and we kind of fell into this community, and I just had to sit down with him and talk and say, hey, I'm really sorry, but we can't. And he's a 6 year old. Everything's why.
It's the end of the
Like,
world, and
you know,
why? Right? Yes.
yeah, he wants to know everything. He's so inquisitive, but he's taken it in stride. He's a strong boy, and we were walking at this trail the other day, and because that's what we do now, we'll just go to the park and walk on a trail. And
Seems
we told
reasonable.
him about we told him about the coronavirus, and he's a 6 year old. He doesn't really know what's going on. He knows coronavirus, and he
Right.
knows things are closed, but how everything links together, I think, is still far apart for
Right.
him. But we're walking on this trail, and by the way, the most people I've ever seen on a trail before. Oh my God, it's insane. But we're walking, and I swear we're walking, and people are coming up against us, and he's like, "Oh, the coronavirus is here," and it's like, the coronavirus is not here. So I don't know.
That's awesome, though.
So,
But hey, that's cool that he took it relatively in stride, which I would have thought that would have been
yeah.
pretty devastating to a 6-year-old to not have a birthday party, right? Like,
Yeah, and like we got Kings Island gold passes for the first time, and they delayed their open. Yeah, all this. It's like all the things I want to do with him because he's getting to that age where you can really connect with him and do fun things.
like I
Fortunately,
paid my dues for the last 5 years. Come on.
thank you, thank you. But yeah, we're gonna go play golf on Saturday because Ohio allows that. I mean, it is social distancing because it's. I mean,
You're out
I
at yeah.
don't know if
I,
you guys have played golf, but
Yeah,
you
I know.
are far apart from people. So
you know,
it's like being at a park, basically.
it
I
really
mean,
is. It's it. So what was it? Who was it that said golf is a long walk ruined? Was it Hemingway or something? But yeah. So no, I mean
I've been
that
there.
actually that makes total sense. Like hiking. You know, we're starting to get into the warmer months, right? So I'm thinking back, like when I was in Colorado, like hiking, that'd be totally reasonable. And then whenever you pass somebody on a trail, just give them a wider berth. Okay, golf makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that Oscar Wilde is the one who said it. Thank you, Gusarino. All right, but yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I think any kind of outdoor activity where you are away from people seems reasonable to me, right?
Yeah.
Plus,
and
vitamin D is important.
Yeah, man, you got to have that sunshine on your body. You need it. And just getting that exercise, walking and stuff is so healthy. And that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, Robert says he's
And
going to play disc golf on Saturday in Ohio as well.
that
So
sounds fun.
yeah,
Yeah, that's good. But yeah, man, that's kind of how I'm trying to deal with it, what happened with this guy.
all right. So I love you, Adam, but this is just
Stay away,
straight up funny.
COVID-19
So
us.
Adam Brecky, a member of the herd, who has COVID. Okay, he has been diagnosed. He tested positive for it, so he's been persevering through it at home. And Adam says, I walked outside today to see my kids had decorated the sidewalk. However, the largest decoration on the driveway says, stay away, COVID-19 in this house. Really, kids?
Broadcasting that, man.
Ah, it's like having like a symbol over you over the threshold of your door, like stay away. It's
Yeah.
from back in ancient times. But oh, there you go. Michael says I was able to get out on my bike for about 15 miles today. Yeah, see that
A
again.
good ride.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to
Nice.
hear that this stuff people are able to do this stuff. But yeah, and I think it was Tony earlier had
The
said that.
sunlight.
But he said that a lot of it, his close friends and everything, are kind of embarrassed is a little bit that their day-to-day life hasn't really changed a whole lot yet. But
It's nothing to be embarrassed.
long term is where we're really going to really start feeling the effects of this. And okay, so I went out for tacos, right, to pick up tacos tonight, and I was listening to NPR. That's how I know I'm old, by the way. I don't listen to music in the car anymore. I listen to NPR or podcasts. That's it.
Yeah. I
So
relate, sir.
it's great radio, but anyway, I
Yeah.
digress. So they had calls in, and there was this guy who said he called in, said he was an educator. I guess that's code for teacher, and said, "Why are people anxious to get things back to the way they were? That's how we got to where we are right now." So I don't want to universally say this, but aren't all schools in the country closed right now? I think
I
so,
pretty much,
or at
yeah,
least
I
the
would be
majority,
shocked.
right?
Yeah.
So if there's a problem with the way schools are organized, why not fix it now?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
That's a good point.
instead of going back to it, well, okay, look, we get a hard reset right now. So you get a chance to fix the things that you were like, oh, it'd be impossible to, oh, we'd have to, you know, kids wouldn't
Do
be
all
in
this
school.
stuff and it would
Right.
affect the kids in school and other, yeah.
You don't have to now.
Yeah.
Everyone's done. And anyway, but I'm curious to see, because much like your son, I say I'm the world's biggest 5-year-old. I always want to know the why, and I'm curious about things. I want to see how things change going forward. Or are we
Yeah.
so stupid as a species that we just go back to the way it was and don't learn from this? I don't know.
I think some people will fall back into their comfort rhythm of past times, but like going forward, I'm thinking of like origins. If that's going to happen, we're going to have hand sanitizer at the table. We're going to do some kind of like, you know, stuff like that just to protect any
Do
volunteers
you
and stuff.
really think
So
Origins is going to go off at this point?
they said that May 1st is the day they will decide, and I think if things get really bad right now and then we kind of come on that downswing, then yeah, I think they're going to do it. I did talk to a couple of people and they did say they're keeping a really close eye on it. And I think they're getting a lot of pressure from the outside to really close it down. I don't know. But
Do you want it to happen? I mean, not to put you on the spot, but
yes, Origins is massive for us. We sponsor
okay.
the show. We get a front row seat. We got a big booth. I get a side room where, so
That
if
is
anybody
true.
goes to
Right. Yep.
Origins,
Yep.
we have so Chris Whitpan from Game All Night,
Mm-hmm.
him and I put on this, it's mainly him. So this is all Chris, by the way, but he puts on a speakeasy night in our room. And it's a big room with all of our games on the table, but it's not restricted to just Capstone stuff. So we get a just nice influx of people in there, and it's just like this situation right now where we're just hanging out and having fun. And that's one of the things I look forward to every year is just hanging out. This is a show my wife gets to go to, so
Yep. True.
it's even better. So
That's a fair point.
yeah,
Like when things got extended, it was yesterday or today, I forget which it was, out to May. I think it's May 4th that the shelter in place, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I have HeavyCon to worry about at the end of May, and what the hell do I do with that? So I originally said, well, I was going to wait until around April 7th because that was supposed to be the end of things. And then
yeah, for us too.
either they extended or they don't. But, well, they extended it a week early to now out through the beginning of May. And
Yeah,
it's
it's a tough
really hard, right?
situation.
Because on the one hand, if I cancel it now, and there's no postponing. There's too much planning that goes involved, and it's just if I cancel it, it's canceled till 2021. And if I do, and I do it now, and things peak, and things are pretty much back to normal by then, I look like an idiot. And oh, why didn't I actually do this? Now understand, I make no money just about off HeavyCon. It's strictly
Hmm.
a thing that somebody made the comment, an offhanded comment. Hey, why don't you host your own convention? HeavyCon. Okay. So I did. So
It's a good show, man.
no,
There's a lot of fun
it's a
there.
blast. It's one of the
Yeah.
highlights of the year for me. But at the same time, so if I do cancel it and things are back to normal by then I'm an idiot for doing that. And if I don't cancel it, how much time do you need to leave for people to make plans? And are
Yeah.
people going to register? Because right now, for a convention host that I am, I'm on the hook for $14,000, seven, 14 or $17,000 for hosting the convention. So I have to pay that money. However, because it's a pandemic and there's a two-word Latin phrase that because it's in the contract, basically act of God, if you will, and whatever,
Yeah.
to
It's
where
out of
I can
everybody's hands.
right
Yeah.
exactly like I'm off the hook for my obligation. Like I can get my deposits back. I'm not on the hook for that money unless I go forward with it. If I go forward with it, but then the question is, am I going to have enough attendees to be able to cover that amount of money? Right? And so it's really tricky from a convention. And this is a 200-person convention,
Yeah,
whereas
not a major
Origins is
one. Yeah.
what, like 30,
Almost 20, I
40,000?
think. I think it's
Okay.
20 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Force majeure. That's it. That's
Yeah.
that's the term. Thank you.
Force measure.
Yes. So yeah, I am already that. So we were talking about everything that went down when we were at Gamma. I took the red eye on Thursday night to get home because I wanted to get home and get ahead of
I remember
things.
this. Yeah.
And so that morning, I called the hotel saying, "So what's up?
Guys, hear
How
about
does
this thing out there? There's some
yeah?"
kind of.
I was like, "So how does this work? Am I still on the hook?" And she goes, "Nope. Force majeure, da 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 da, whatever. You'll get your deposits back. You're not obligated, this and that." And then I saw a thing today, at least for Massachusetts, that Airbnb and hotels are not even allowed to accept bookings
Oh,
in the state.
wow.
So is
Wow.
that up until the closeout date, or does that mean you can't book for, say, September even, right? So if you can't book outside that window, then my attendees couldn't even book a hotel. So,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in, and I don't
Yeah.
envy
So
you. Sorry.
it's crazy. So I mean, I'll be honest, and I'm not wishing this because I understand how big of a deal it is to you with Origins,
Yeah.
but I'll be honest. At this point, I'd be surprised if Gen Con happens.
Yeah, I just thinking about it, and I saw some comments here. I'm just kind of watching them as they come up. But yeah, I just part of me is like pulling for it, like it's gonna happen. Origins will happen. I think they're gonna have to. I think they're gonna be forced to do it,
To
just out of
cancel it?
safety concern.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and then you got Gen Con, which is right around the corner. They're advertising like it's on. Like we're getting emails, and they're advertising all the time.
well,
So
I mean, and the NFL
yeah,
is going forward like everything is perfectly fine
yeah,
as well, but no
true.
one knows,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah, this month will be interesting. I think April will be a big tell of what's going to happen for the rest of the summer. Um, I don't know.
I'll be
You
honest.
can only
So
speculate.
Origin, HeavyCon, obviously, Origins. I don't go to Gen Con anymore. Gen Con comes here because we do the streaming through Gen Con. So at that point, I guess it's Essen is really the big thing that's on my horizon for, because I'm working off the assumption the assumption that HeavyCon probably doesn't go off. Origins probably doesn't go off. Gen Con, because I'm here anyways. So, but Essen is the big one that I realize that's insane. I mean, that's October, man. And I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I don't like it. I'm ready for it to be over with, and just it's just this cloud of uncertainty that just sits on me with just a bunch of business decisions.
Oh,
And just like
yeah.
you, I'm ready for it to dissipate so that I can focus on the core of the business and not have to worry about some random. It's like when you're playing a game, man, and you gotta. It's to me, this is like a Phil Eklund game right now. Just random shit just happened, and you gotta deal with it. So that's what it feels like.
Yeah, and Shaz brings up a good point, right? So, okay, let's say the shelter in place ends May 4th. Let's just play the what if game, right?
Yeah.
Slowly returning to normal is very different than putting that many people together in a room.
I know.
Conventions will lag months behind people returning to work. I think there's merit to that. I think that's actually a really good point. It's
People are gonna
crazy.
be very. I think there's going to be a weird feeling of getting a bunch of people in a room together. I think it's going to look, especially if you see it in a picture, people will judge. Well, what are these people doing, getting all close together?
Well,
So
I mean,
I don't know.
I'll be honest. I'm getting a little bit of that just by having Andrew here tomorrow. And on Monday, we have a live stream of Excavation Earth that's been planned for months.
Mm-hmm.
And David Turtzi was supposed to fly in from the Netherlands and stream
wow.
4 games with me over the course of this weekend and next week.
Yeah.
And all 4 games he either co-designed or designed himself. So we were
Right.
going to stream them. Like we had it planned out with all 4 publishers. They were all chipping in the bill to fly him out here, the whole 9 yards. And now that's not happening. However, the Kickstarter for Excavation Earth is still going forward because they have to. Because
You need it.
Huh?
They probably need the income a little bit.
Exactly.
Or
No, because everybody that has, like, all the assets are done, right? And you can speak to this, right? Like, like the artists have got to get paid. Like everybody in the process has got to get paid.
Yeah.
And so they have to run this Kickstarter. They don't want to, but they want to keep the company afloat. So they're
If
running the
anything's
Kickstarter.
Silver lining, maybe. Did you see that Frosthaven campaign? Isaac is crushing it, man.
Well, it helps that it's Isaac Childress
Yeah.
and Gloomhaven. So
I'm going to back it. I just don't know which. I think part of me wants to go all in for I think it's like 250. Because of the insert is going to be mandatory for that game. You gotta have the insert. But they have this thing on there where they narrate the scenarios, and it's professionally done with some ambient music in the background.
have some more whiskey. You're fine. You're good.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
know.
All right.
Yeah, just the ambient music, and it just has that. It draws you into it, and I want that at least. Like that's a really cool element to it. But the problem is I don't know. I got to get my wife into it because I don't have a group that would consistently play it. But I don't know.
Yeah, and like, so people are talking, I just miss being able to be around my friends. I mean, same. You and I saw each other at Gamma.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't even think I had a game night since that trip. Probably not, because when we came back, it was real serious. And that's when
right, yeah.
all the restrictions came into place. Yeah. It's just been hard because you can't see people, and go to these places. That's what's hardest on me. Today was kind of tough. Just kind of, it was cloudy too. That doesn't help. So I don't know. That's when you called me and you're like, hey, I just want to talk with you, and I was like, that's nice, man. I really appreciate that. So we could just actually talk, and it's nice to talk to another adult. I love my kids, but man, sometimes PJ Masks and Mickey Mouse a little too much for me. So
I think that's
all day long.
Everybody out there that has kids, I'm sure, can relate. And for me, it's nice to actually be. I mean, I'll be honest. Part of the reason I've been streaming so much is it's awfully quiet, and it's even though it's a one-way conversation, usually because obviously I'm reading chat as opposed to actually hearing voices. That's another conversation. But no, having you on here and being able to actually converse like this is nice. Being able to do this as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's nuts right now, man. It really is.
Yeah.
But hey, board games. At least we can. The online
Yeah.
implementations have been awfully popular, and like what
Yeah,
you
so
said, groups getting together and like one person kind of just having a camera on the table and saying, "Okay, I'll move your pieces."
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing so Tabletop Simulator's the alternative to Tabletopia.
Yep.
And
And there's Board Game Arena. There's
yeah.
others, but yeah,
Yakata DE or
yeah,
something.
yep.
But yeah, so Tabletop Simulator is nice because what we've done, Tim Kaiser is he's the guy that developed a lot of Pipeline with
Yep.
Ryan Courtney, and he implemented Pipeline back in the day on that, and it was really nice to be able to play test and everything. So I reached out to him, and he's such a nice guy. He helped out with putting on our Essen release from Alexander Humor. It's essentially the sequel to Lignum. It's not even related at all. But
Can't wait.
dude,
I saw, and I talked about this on the podcast. I saw early pictures of it, and I'm
I
stoked.
know. So
Hold on.
yeah.
When am I getting a copy so I can bring it to the masses?
So we're still doing artwork. It won't be done. We'll probably do artwork through May and then go to the factory in June. But you'll see some more of that. As I get stuff, I'll definitely share it with you because oh man, this game it's almost genre defining. I don't know if
I
I
like
want to
how
go that
excited
far.
you get about some of these games. You don't do it
There's
about
this
all
cool
of them.
mechanic,
it's
man.
I know.
I know, but there's something cool about this game that there's actually a couple things. The way the game ends, whatever. Anyway, and then he put on, so that's on there if you want to play it. But he put on our Gen Con release from Ryan Courtney. It's going to be a 2-player Pipeline game, but we don't have a lot of people. We found out in the mass market channel. The economy part was cool, but everybody wants to play with the pipe tiles and just play Tetris with that essentially.
You know what? It's late. Everybody. Nope, I'm not going to. I can't. I haven't drank enough. I can't do it. I can't make the joke.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Moving on. Go.
Oh God, I know where this
Go
is
ahead.
going. Yeah.
Go.
But yeah, so we're gonna. It's a 2-player only game, and we're gonna do this. It's gonna be all about the pipe tiles. Yeah, it's not going to be oil themed either. So we've got Kwanchai Moria doing the artwork. I'm not going to mention. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but man, Kwanchai is really fun to work with too. He's creative.
He's a cool dude, and he's a cool dude.
The 3 goods from Pipeline have changed. One of them, I don't even want to mention it right now, but it's really cool.
Go ahead. Nobody's listening.
Okay. All right. So we've got this. It's going to be this research lab medical theme where not really medical, but just more research lab. And it's a shipping receiving game. You're going to ship a bunch of stuff to your opponent and you can have them shipped to you. If you receive their goods, that's a really good way to win the game. There's other ways to do it too, but you've got a green amoeba-like character. Then we've got these electrical capacitor storage cells that you're going to be manufacturing. And then you've got these robot parts. But again, you're not really manufacturing it. It's all about connecting from your machines
Yes.
to the shipping door. And oh my God, it is the hardest tiling game you will have ever played. I guarantee it. But it's only 30 to 45 minutes. So
brain melted completely, 30 to 45 minutes. And this is something also one of the. Yeah. So I had talked about these briefly that I had seen some games coming. But I didn't really. I said there's a 2-player game, but I don't know how much I can talk about. So that's it, and I left it at that. Yeah. So yeah. So no, I saw that. I saw New York City or New York Zoo. What is it? NYC Zoo or whatever from Uwe.
New York Zoo. Yes.
There's that. There's obviously the Alexander Weimer game, which And
Mhm.
let's talk about Alex. You know Alex like I do. Is
He's
there a nicer human being in the world than him?
he is like so genuine. Like he could you would never know he's having the worst day of his life. He is so like he's just like, hey, how you doing? Is your day going good? Is there anything I can do? Just really down to earth guy, and just he's always a pleasure to talk to.
He is, and I like
He's an awesome guy.
that was part of the reason I mean, Lignum was a great game.
Yeah.
It is a great game. It's not like it died. Yeah, anyway, but I was excited to support a good human behind the game as well. So he's been tweeting out pictures for months about this game of the prototype, and I'm like, come on,
Yeah,
Clay.
it's good,
Come on,
dude.
Clay. Yeah. Oh, okay. People are asking, what's the name of the 2-player pipe laying game?
It's going to be called Curious Cargo. It's kind of a shady operation, not really shady, but just like you've got this weird amoeba creature and these robot parts and stuff. So you're shipping them, and you don't want the public to really know what's going on because you got some really special stuff going on. And the way, dude, Ryan, when he comes to me like every convention with like 5 designs. Hey, I got 5 things. It's like, holy cow, man, how do you do this? And they're all not like, this is a medium weight difficulty one. Everything else is like through the roof. Like, dude, I don't even know how we would publish that. That is intense, man. And he's like, it's really not that hard. I don't know if you've talked to Ryan. He's so like
So deadpan,
stoic and like,
just
yeah,
monotone.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
very
no,
easy,
I'm
and
actually no, I'm really
I don't
excited.
understand why you can't play this game well. I'm like, dude, I
He's
don't think like you.
he's
You're
the
like,
Bill Belichick of the
yeah.
board gaming world. Yes.
He is. That is a really good analogy. I
Yeah,
like
he
that.
is.
I'm gonna
Thank you.
start calling him that.
Yeah, I think he
See
would
if he picks
appreciate
up
the
on
humor
that.
in that. Hold on. Here it is. Here's him smiling.
Yeah.
I love Ryan. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is all said, I mean, in good humor. But Alexander says, "Hey Clay, what I'd love to see is some sort of prelude for Arkwright to make it shorter with 4 players.
Yeah.
I would just like for Stefan Riesthaus to make another game."
I know, man. That game. I reached out to him about that because yeah, one of the downfalls is the length. That's debatable, but people want to get the game to the table. Like Pipeline is so successful because it's got that depth and it plays fast.
Right. Arkwright, it's an hour a player for the most part.
Yeah, if we could do that with Arkwright, that would be really nice. I just don't know how. I don't know. I talked to Ian O'Toole. I just dropped him a note. I was like, "Hey, what do you think about doing like a new edition of that or something?" And I don't know. It didn't really go anywhere, but
Don't
I just wonder
tease.
if like the graphic design. I know, like my thoughts were like, because I brainstorm a lot, and I'm like, would graphic design like Harold Leaf does a really good job. I don't want to downplay it at
Right.
all, but like would like more intuitive graphic design speed up play? I don't know. Just speeding up the play would be the goal with the new
It's a
edition.
hard ass game. I don't know. I mean, there's so many hard decisions in that. I don't know that they're. Yes, he's working on Arkwright the card game, but it's not coming out from Capstone, so we weren't talking about that. Obviously, come on, Eric. But I mean, but hold on, Arkwright the card game. I don't want that. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I'm curious about it, legitimately curious about it, but I want a new game. I want like Alexander's
But-
new game. Like,
yeah.
it's not Lignum, the card
Yeah,
game.
it's no, you would never. You'd
right.
be like, this is the guy that made Lignum. You could see some of the elements like that future. I don't want to jump into it too much, but there's some elements in there. But it's
Oh, you do want to jump into it.
Completely
You're just not
different
gonna. That's all.
yeah.
And I don't want to take advantage of you because you've been drinking, so I won't do that.
Oh,
However,
boy.
Coffee Traders, since we showed it off on Unpub Day, what's up with
Yeah,
that?
dude. Yeah, so we're doing the rule books right now. Travis Hill's deep in it. But the graphic design, so Don and Tice, the guys from the Netherlands, they've done the Estates and Wildcatters, and most recently Bus. So Don is phenomenal. This guy he taught me things I didn't know that people think about, especially when you're doing graphic design and illustrations. He's such a professional at what he does. He is a perfectionist a little bit, so it takes him a little bit longer to get things done. But
It does,
I
because on that note, so he and I have conversed, because like what we did with the unveiling of Bus,
yeah
he and I were, and he was like, well, I'm not comfortable showing this yet. And then we were talking
yes.
about the same thing with Coffee Traders. I was like, dude, just give me something, work with me, please. But I also can appreciate, you know what? There are aspects of the studio I don't want shown off because it looks unfinished, and it's not as nice as this is, right? Because it's studio. You see wires and cables and cameras and lights and all this stuff. So I can appreciate it, but he very much is a perfectionist in that. But that's what makes him great at his job.
He's so good, man. I'm not an artistic guy. I am more whatever left or right brain the mathematical side is. That's all me, and he's clearly on that other side and it's just really. I'm like you, where I'm a kid in a candy shop. I want to know like what's going on. I want to try all the stuff and just understand it all. And it's just so cool to talk to him and just see where he's coming from on the things he does and how he comes up with things. It's really cool. So, but yeah, I love Don.
So Coffee Traders, time. So people have asked, and I told them what I assumed was going to be the answer, whether
Yeah.
it was going to Kickstarter or not. I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
I said, I've never seen a game with more player
I got to get
pieces.
a price. Yeah, the pieces, man. There's so much
Oh
wood,
my God,
and
there is.
and the game boards are huge. Like your player board is like a portfolio that like unfolds.
You should
And
try streaming it. I know.
I know. Fitting that on the table in Essen, you would need two tables because the European tables are significantly smaller than the
Yes.
American-sized tables.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Save your
Yeah.
Euro, fat American, big, jokes. Yeah. All right.
oh, dude. Yeah. Oh, can I just say one thing about that?
Yes. You can
My
say whatever you
favorite
want.
is when we were with Rolf, Andre, and oh my gosh, she's gonna be so mad at me, but Rolf's wife, Yolanda.
Yolanda, yes.
Yes. All right, okay, we're good. When we first met them in Essen, they were like, "Oh, we brought a small car because we were going to go to dinner together at the Damphy Brewery," and they were like, "Oh my gosh, we're so glad because we were kind of worried about offering you a ride because we didn't know if you were going to be typical Americans that were huge." And I was like,
The Dutch,
I
I've
love you
learned,
guys
are brutally, they're very direct.
I know. It made me laugh so hard. That was like the best moment, and yeah,
They
I
are
love those guys.
they are very direct. So okay, so you're going to price it out and figure out whether or not Kickstarter or direct, right?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Kickstarter. It would be nice not to have to do it, but we'll see where it goes.
Okay.
The new website will be up by then.
So if it does go
But yeah,
Kickstarter,
that's
still looking at 2020, provided, with the whole COVID thing, with everything written in sand. But even if you were to do a Kickstarter, were you still looking to fulfill it this year?
Yes, it would be definitely fulfilled because there's plenty of time. Yeah, I mean we're still in the beginning of the year, but yeah, there's a lot of factors at play.
Oh, understood. I'm just trying to give people a ballpark idea. Everything is
Yeah.
written in sand right now because of the way things are going, So I don't think anyone's going to hold you accountable for that. I broke the news yesterday when I did the whole name the game stream thing that I did yesterday.
Uh-oh.
I broke the news that trying to get you to republish A Box of Rocks, probably a pipe dream, probably not going to happen. But you did look into it. Legitimately, you did, didn't you?
Hard. We looked at it hard. Even Uli from Spielworks was considering joining with me.
See?
And he introduced me to some of the elements of the material that you need to manufacture. And it's actually, this material is called Theta Stone.
Yes, I know.
Theta Games.
Yeah.
Yes. It's actual formula, like an alchemic formula that only like one or two people have, and it's just like, what is this, like The Witcher 3, where I go on a quest to find the formula so I can craft it? Like, I don't know.
but production would be too expensive, right? It just wouldn't work.
Yeah,
So
it's too much.
so I tried to get Hinkelstein reprinted. I tried so hard.
Maybe in the future when manufacturing processes get even better,
All
we'll see.
right. All right. So there's
It's
that.
such an archaic game when you explain it to people. We'll stack blocks on a beam.
Wait,
If
so
it,
you have a fulcrum,
yeah,
it's a seesaw, and that's a game? Bro,
like
it
a
really
Viking game
is.
from like
Yes, it really. All right, yes. Let's see. Ed says, so I've been drinking, but could Clay reprint Automobile? Ooh, Automobile with Ian and Capstone. I'm
yeah.
in, please. So,
Yeah. I know that's going to happen. It's not going to be me. I know it's going to happen, but
okay, all right, fair enough. Let's see, what else? Some of these are fun. Gusarino says, Clay, thanks for the games, and you can thank the other guy on the screen for one sale each of Irish Gauge and Ride the Rails.
that's really nice. I
Good
appreciate
deal.
that.
All
That
right.
means a lot, man. Anytime anybody pre-orders from our website or just even orders, it's nice to know that people are looking at our stuff and at least wanting to buy it. And it just really it means a lot.
Well,
It's nice.
keep making good games, and that'll probably continue.
I'm trying.
Speaking of which, there was one other comment here that I wanted to. Here you go. Luke, down in Australia, says Capstone Games has become such an easy recommendation for me that I backed a game on Kickstarter just because I got a notification that Clay is behind the Kickstarter. So,
What do you mean? Like if I back something on Kickstarter, it'll show people?
oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So you back something, and so he's like, okay.
I did back. I think the last thing I did was this War of no. What the heck is that war game? It's like a English Civil War block war game. I gotta look at it real quick.
Yeah.
This War Without an Enemy.
Oh, okay.
That box cover's sexy as hell too. Oh my goodness.
There was somebody had asked. I realize, right? The Rails isn't even out yet, but somebody's asking, do you have any ideas on what the next one is?
Yeah, I do. I have. There's 3 I'm looking at right now.
Okay.
I'm considering taking the complexity really high on this next one. We'll see how it goes.
Nice.
I don't know.
All
Yeah.
right.
Because I want to do that. I mean, all these games have been one sheet of rules and plays in 45 minutes.
They're Winsomes.
I want
I mean,
something
that's
that's
what
got
they
some
are,
meat.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But I mean, I'm not saying like Irish Gauge doesn't have meat. It does. It's just a longer experience, more so.
All right. I mean, that was the whole. Let me back up. I don't want to answer for you. Why'd you start Capstone Games?
Because all the heavy game, I started with Catan and then jumped deeper and deeper and started to like the heavier stuff, but I could never find it. And then found saw you guys. I was a big time listener, and
What was?
I played Colon Colony was the heaviest game I played. I found a copy and got it, and then I was like, I wonder if I would print heavy games like this instead of having everybody buy them internationally and ship them over. And met with Uli at Gen Con 2015. And he was like, yes, let's do Arkwright together. That'll be a really good one. And I said, yeah, let's do it, man. I mean, this is a beast of a game. That's like stepping it up. And it sold out like in a couple months. And I was like, that was fast. I did not expect that. And then it just kind of it kept building.
All right.
So
Nice. Corey and Brianna, so they're husband and wife that are both in chat, and they're both pretty awesome. Corey says Edward sucked us into Pipeline and pre-ordering Bus from Capstone, which led to Maracaibo and Watergate and Crystal Palace, and
yes. These are good games, though. These are good
they
games.
are
So.
no. Yeah. Speaking of good games, so the New York Zoo, Uwe Rosenberg, give a overview elevator pitch on what it's about.
Yeah, so this is going to be more of so Feuerland. We're pretty much like real close together now. They have two labels similar to us. Simply Complex, which it would be their blue label. It's got a little dice on their Feuerland logo to represent that there's a little bit of luck in the game. I wouldn't say there's too much luck in New York Zoo, but it's lighter fare than traditional Feuerland material. Very similar to what we do. So New York Zoo is you're building a zoo with polyominoes, and you want to build it out as fast as possible. But there's like this catch with getting animals in your zoo so that they can breed traditional Uwe stuff, so that you can place more stuff into your zoo, and whoever can complete their zoo first wins.
So it's
But
a race game.
Yeah, it's a race game for sure. But how you get the pieces is really cool because you got to move this elephant piece over these piles of tiles, and you've got the big ones on top. And as you take the big one, the next one in that pile is a little bit smaller, and they keep getting smaller and smaller. So it's got this feeling in your chest when you're playing, just like this adrenaline, like I got to get all the big stuff before it goes away, and it's just like diminishing. It feels like everything's diminishing as you're playing, and you get that. It's a sense of satisfaction. So
All right, nice. Time frame on that? Again,
Definitely
barring
Gen Con.
Gen Con?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely Gen Con. Yeah,
Okay.
we're shipping that a couple of weeks, but we'll have some pre-orders as well.
Okay.
So.
All right, cool. Tony says, I think it's fair to say we all have a Capstone shelf.
Oh my gosh, that is cool.
And Asher,
Cheers.
Asher says on the shelf, on the floor, in the game bag. See,
That's awesome.
it's all about feel good tonight, right? So
Yeah, man, especially in this doom and gloom world. we
right,
live
that's
in.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, thank you guys. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's cool.
That makes me happy. And Luke says the only publisher with multiple spots on my shelf. So
What?
like multiple, like behind you, you have a Calyx or a Expedit
Yeah.
behind you, right? And
That's
so what I think he's saying is you're the only publisher with like more than one area in that.
Oh wow, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at the shelf and it's like I want to play some games so bad. Like there's so much on there I just would love to play and
I
dive into.
yes. When I did my Ask the Elephant the other day, which was 4 hours, 5 hours.
I saw that. I was
Which-
like, jeez.
I don't ever plan on it doing that, but I have two things working against me. Number one, I don't give short answers usually. I tend to be verbose.
That's
So I'm-
good.
Yeah, right. And the second is if anybody takes the time to ask a question on it, they come in and they choose to, then I feel a responsibility out of respect to them for having taken time to ask it. I feel a responsibility to answer it. Seems reasonable, right? So, I mean, provided they're respectful questions, and 99.99% all are. So I answer them. And it took me 4 hours to do it the other day. Tis what it is.
John, I think John's asked a couple times about Maracaibo. That's going to be done. I think May is when it's getting on a boat from Germany, or no, from the Netherlands. So we should have it at the end of May, beginning of June at the very latest. So just want to throw that out there.
Okay, good. All right. So people came up with a list of
What's
games.
that?
So it's solo games that I could stream over the next month. And as well as multiplayer games that would be good that they want me to stream solo. Then there are games me versus the Peanut Gallery. So like,
How does that work? They would determine the moves or something
or
based on the
for
pool?
like it would be like a 2-player game.
Ooh, I like
know.
that.
I like that.
So like earlier today, I did Escape Tales Low Memory, right, which is a story-driven escape room
Yes.
from Board and Dice. And it's a solitaire game, or it's a cooperative game in a sense that, hey, what are we going to do, right? So instead of me making all the decisions, I was like, okay, the first do we go to A2 or do we go to C1 or whatever? And whatever one is the first one to get 5 answers, that's where we go. So we do it that way. So there's some of that.
cool.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, tonight it is the peanut butter gallery.
Oh, that is on point. I love it.
I dig that.
I am not witty like that. I envy you, Tony.
Well, he's fake Scottish, so he's sort of witty. Yes. Rayner is the king of wittiness, and I would also put Phryne up there for the pun.
Yeah.
But the whole peanut gallery is.
I
Eric,
am nowhere
you're
near
pretty
that level.
smooth, Tony. But no, no. Crunchy peanut butter is the only peanut butter.
Oh, dude, I don't know. I could go either way.
No.
Depends on the mood I'm in.
No.
It depends on the mood, baby.
No.
Like if you're gonna eat ice cream, it's got to be creamy.
All right, fair enough there.
I don't
guess,
know.
but- all right. So you got anything else? Anything like what? Like
Yeah, can I just
yes,
say,
you
like,
can.
I'm ashamed to admit this, but I played my first Alvin VR game a couple months ago before this all got crazy with COVID. But and that game was Clinic, the deluxe edition. And I remember reading the rules when it came in. I just busted it open because it was one of the games I've been looking forward to, based on Theme Hospital. Not based on, but dude, were you a PC gamer back in the day?
Yeah.
I mean, did you play Theme Hospital or any of that stuff?
No, I did not.
Oh, dude, the peanut butter's so good. Hey, check this out, man. This is like one of my all-time favorite. Oh, it's a rye, but this Michter's brand is phenomenal. I'm just gonna have to top off the glass. But
Hey, Ian's
so I
here.
got.
Hi, Ian.
Hey,
Ian's just-
Ian.
All right, there we go.
We're gonna talk about your game, Clinic, because I'm in love with this game, man. And I read the rules. I wanted to get it to the table, and I had a buddy come over, and we played a 2-player game. And the way this game worked was so satisfying. Just, I mean, if Ian didn't do the graphic design, I feel like this would have been a nightmare just to organize on how that 3D aspect works and everything, and I like how he did parallelograms for the modules. But man, I'm just so fascinated with that design, and I want to jump into some more Alvin games.
Small City is fantastic.
Yeah.
I would put Small City as my favorite Alvin VR design outside of Aegis theme maps. Clinic hurts me. The 3D aspect, I struggle so bad with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
it's brutal. I love the PJs, by the way, dude.
I know.
That's awesome. That's
I gotta get the athleisure at the top.
yeah, right.
PJs
No,
at the
no. Hey, I'm not. No, I'm supportive. I'm sporting jeans because I'll be honest. I've worn basketball. No. I've worn basketball shorts and I've worn PJs before on a stream, and I get up and then people point it out, and I'm like, I can't do that again. So, all right. So hold on. Finish this, and then I got a couple of really good questions. One of which might be too heavy of a question for right now, but the other, I'm gonna totally put you on the spot and leverage the shit out of you on something here in a little bit, in a good way.
Well, let me at least just gush about this game.
Yeah, please gush away. Ian's here anyway, so gush away.
Yeah. First of all, Clinic is a game it's a complete game in itself. And when you get the deluxe edition, it has like 4 mini expansions with like blood transfusion. You got some fire hydrants, zombies that show up. How cool is that? I mean, but they're just like little modules, and I'm a fan of this. Like this, just little. 1 second, real quick. I'm gonna show you.
This is amazing. This is
Like this is the modules. Like, oh, you want to add in an ambulance? There's the rules. That's it. That's all you got to do. Just to add in ambulances. But then you got this whole box, this separate box of like 50 modules. Like, yeah, we're going to throw in the virus, a hospice, because people die and we need a hospice. You got a pharmacy. Like, just, this game is going to be the most replayable game in history. How you can play this game and implement it. I love it.
Alvin's a really nice dude. On that note,
Sorry, I just got excited about
No,
it.
no. Hold on. I'm about to take this way crazy, okay?
Okay, yeah.
And I think it's okay. I don't think Albin will mind me talking about this. So, 2 months ago or so Albin and I are on a really tight basis as well, on a personal level as well as like partnership. Like Capstone's a partner, AV Studio Games is a partner, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
he sent me an email, and he said, "So I have an off-the-wall question for you, Edward." He said, "I have a 15-year-old son who is learning English, and I am of the mind that the best way to like learn a language and learn a culture is to be immersed in it. So would you be interested in hosting my 15-year-old son for like a month?" And I was like,
yeah.
"What?
Wow.
Oh,
You've never had a kid, dude.
no!" So, and Jess was like, "Oh, it'd be awesome. It'd be great." And
Well,
and
Jess was cool.
Albin was like, "He's my first play tester, so he'll be able to play games with you." And I'm like, "But what if something happened?" Like all I go is like worst case scenario on this, right? And I was like,
Oh
so
no.
on the
Oh
one
no.
hand, on the one hand, I'm not grateful for coronavirus. Let's not take this out of
Yes,
context.
I know what you're gonna say. Yes.
But it kind of brought me out of it in a
Yeah.
sense that I couldn't really tell him no, but I
Yeah.
was petrified. Plus, I don't even have a second bedroom. I have a couch that pulls out. Like he would just
Yeah.
like it's comfortable, don't get me
Okay.
wrong, and I'd be cool with it, but he's a
Yeah.
15-year-old boy. Like what do I so so I love Albin, but and I'll be honest, if all this passes over, you guys have heard it. Yes, I will take it on.
Do it.
You know what? Life's about
He's
experiences.
old enough to take
Right.
care of
I
himself.
think so. But he said, warning, he does eat a lot. I'm like, yeah, he's 15. Of course
Dude,
he does.
yeah.
And I was like, as long as you help me pay for his food, Albin, because starving artist over here. So, all right.
That's what I'm worried about with my kids, man. Like our grocery bill is just like that's a bad analogy. I'm not gonna do it, but it's like escalating really high. It's
Yeah,
just going up.
yeah.
So,
Good non analogy there,
yes,
by
I
the
know.
way.
I know.
Um,
Too soon.
all right, yeah, definitely. But anyway,
Anyway.
so okay, here's the serious question that there might be. If you don't know it, don't answer it. That's fine. But Vince says, question for Clay: what's a game you'd like to see reprinted, but you know or feel isn't right for Capstone? Is there anything?
Yeah, I see this all the time, man.
Is there
I'm
anything
not
off
good.
top?
This is like if I was a guy on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or whatever, I wouldn't get the $100 question right because I'm like, I don't know. What's a game? What is
I,
a game?
I'm the same way.
Monopoly. No,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'll think about it and I'll come back to you.
Okay.
It'll be a random thing. I'll be like, hey, by the way, I got it. So
Okay.
if it
Good.
happens,
Now,
yeah.
here's the one I'm going to put you on the spot for, because honestly, this fits you. It fits everything that you do, and I think this would work. So, you watch my streams on occasion. I know you're busy, but I told you about that game that we saw at Essen called Yin Yang, right?
Yes.
So, they're sold out. They're looking for somebody to do a U.S. version of it.
Really?
Just saying.
I need to.
I can get you in
that's-
contact with them.
I would like to play the game for sure.
Well,
And see
I
what
can
it's like.
send you
I
my
know.
copy.
I know the stream's there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll,
But
I'll tell you what.
just to play it.
I'll send you my copy, and I will get you the email, and I'll let you take it from there.
You should come out.
Well, I can't
I mean,
exactly
Cincinnati's
travel
like a
right
one-shot,
now.
Dude, who cares? Just go. Like, get in your car and drive. You can do the podcast from the car. You could do a live stream. And I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna keep going with that.
No, you set this in motion,
Yeah.
so go ahead.
I've got a spare room, a full bed. You'd have your own shower. I have wonderful whiskey. If you like red wine, I've got a fine selection of red wine, and I do have a pellet grill, which I've been cooking a lot of steaks and chicken on.
So what
I'm a
you're
meat
saying,
vegetarian,
let me make sure I
so
understand this.
I'll hook you up, bro.
I pack up yin yang
Yes.
and maybe a couple other games. I make the drive to
Clinic. Well, I got
Cincinnati.
clinic, so you need
Right,
to.
I don't.
Hey, small city.
I'll
That's
bring
what.
Small City
Yes.
and Yin Yang and maybe one or two others, and come over and stay for a few days. You clear this with Ashley, and I will make it happen this month.
You're more than welcome, man. I swear to God, you're more than welcome. So, tacos, we do have really good tacos here too. There's a couple good spots.
No, I don't. No, I'm not worried. This is what I would do for the herd to try and
Tacos
get
is like
Yin Yang.
binding, dude.
Huh?
Tacos is binding, according to these
Right.
comments I'm seeing.
So,
um,
all right.
but yeah,
I'm being serious about this. I will hit the
me
road.
too, man. I do have an extra room, and
Okay.
yeah, you're more than welcome.
Oh,
So.
well, all right. Well, there you go. So the things I will do to try and get Yin Yang reprinted for the herd. There we go.
Small city, dude. Small city. I would love to play this game.
Okay, done. So Ian, when we were talking about clinic, says I'm dead serious. So this is April 1st. This is not an April Fool's joke. I'm saying in like 2 weeks I'll come on out. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's look. Has anybody already mapped it out? How long of a drive is it? Let me
It's
look.
a long one.
So
I
let's
think
see.
it's 8 hours.
Oh, that's it? That's fine. Hold on. Let's look. And we'll get back to what Ian said here. Directions. There we go. From home. Oh, that was weird. All right. No, you lied. It's 14 hours.
Ew, that's a little outside my scope of driving. I go like if it's up to 8 hours, I drive it.
Usually mine's 4. But you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it for the herd.
Hold on a sec. Let me see
14
what
hours.
this is.
Okay.
Dude, make that like a Patreon thing, because that's a long drive, man. Hold on.
Just saying.
You're in Wakefield.
Right. Just Boston.
I want
It's
to
like 13 and a half hours, which really is only about
I'm like, oh my God, dude. I see Cleveland up there. I'm like, oh, it's so far.
most
That's an
people
insane
on the
state.
most people on the East Coast, they're like, "Wait, you're how far?" You're like 45. Dude, that's so far. And I'm like, I lived in Colorado.
What?
You go 45 minutes for dinner. Like, really?
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm serious. In 2
45.
weeks, I will make the drive. I'll do it in a day. I'll leave at like 4 a.m. and there's
Yeah.
no traffic. It's a fair
You like
point.
ribeye or New York strip or any of that?
Ribeyes. Done. All right, we're
Okay,
making this
buddy.
happen.
When you come out, I'll have it coming fresh off the grill.
Done.
When you
Book
when
it.
you arrive.
All right. So Ian now says clinic destroyed my brain for about 6 months. Far and away the hardest project I've ever worked on. And
Oh, I imagine that. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I same.
Well, you knocked it out of the park, sir, and it's freaking awesome. And it's hands down the best graphic design in board game history. I mean, you can't get better than that. That's
Wow.
3D in a 2D space. Nobody does that. That's cool.
That's true. Coming back, people are like, at 15, he'll learn the language in a month. Some people are like, hey, you'll have a blast, Edward. Do it. We've hosted 3 exchange students. Yeah. Here's the thing, Ed. You said we. It'd be me. There's a difference there. Adam says, I have 5 kids. Groceries are crazy expensive with 2 teenage boys. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, that's not ready for that.
Tell them to watch a lot of TV and movies in English. Yeah, all right, fair enough. By the way, games that people want you to reprint, by the way, Macau was up there.
Yeah, that's probably for Vince. This doesn't fit. I don't know.
Okay, all right. Let's see. People are like, oh, this is a great idea for me to come out to your house. Yeah, Asher brings up a good point. I should check with intervening states to make sure I can actually drive there.
Yeah. We're not on
Joshua,
full lockdown,
he's thinking
so,
about it.
yeah.
I'm being dead serious. Make a few stops along the way. Like I would stop for gas, but no, on this road trip, it would be strictly point A to point B because of
Yeah.
what's going on.
Point to point.
Ryan says, how's the pellet grill versus propane? I'm looking at getting one.
Oh my God, dude. Can I just talk about that real
Yes,
quick?
dude, come on, of course.
I was skeptical. The buy-in price, I went with Traeger, and they are like the Rolex brand essentially. And I was skeptical. I'd never, I don't know. I heard from Joe. I listen to Joe Rogan occasionally. I know that's probably not cool for some people, but he talks about Traeger a lot, and I was like, okay, I need to look into it. I decided to bite the bullet and get one. That is the best investment I've had, and besides my wife's wedding ring, the house I purchased, any of the cars I've purchased in my life, this is a life changer, and it makes your food taste phenomenal.
I'm coming
hands
out
down
at the
recommend
end.
it.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm in. All right.
yeah. It's old school. I mean, it's wood fired. I mean, your primal style here. I mean,
Sure.
the problem is it's not efficient because you're burning wood. So when you want to crank it up to 500 degrees, it's just like a V8 engine, man. It's just eating pellets. But it's worth it because a reverse seared steak is amazing. So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Ian, yes, that Ian says, Clay, stop
Yeah.
fucking around and reprint Glory to Rome.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
That would be so. Yeah, that's a good one, man. Can we do it together though? That's a caveat.
I think, I mean, if he's the one calling it out, I think he's already contractually obligated to do the artwork for it.
Yeah, I think so too because he is the man. And let's send an email, see what happens.
What's the worst thing that happens? They tell you Glory
Yeah,
to Rome.
I do it all the time, man. I do it all the time.
Could be a Patreon thing, heavy cardboard on the road, like game day around the world, or exactly like it. Well, the problem is I don't have time because I'm going to do it during this. Now seems to make the most time to do, or the most sense to do it. And you know what? Clay could probably sit in on a review of a non-Capstone game. I don't know. Well, I don't know.
I would be down for that.
Would you be willing to do a review? Because I mean, you gotta be
man.
critical, right? I mean, is that okay?
I would absolutely love to. I am not one that's all Capstone brand. Everything's got to be Capstone.
No. That's not what I mean. I understand that.
Okay.
No, what I mean is, I'm just going to throw, let's say, Glory to Rome, just because we're talking about it. If we were to review Glory to Rome on the podcast, you being a publisher, you would have to point out the flaws.
I would remove that element completely. Yeah.
So it's just Clay Ross. It's not Clay Ross of Capstone Games. Right?
Yeah, I would definitely.
All right. Then, you know what? I'll bring the mics with me. I'll bring the traveling stuff. I'll bring the podcast mics, and we'll record an episode while we're there, too.
I would, let's do that. I mean, it's got to be a game I played a lot, so I can really jump in there.
Right. I know, but we would play it while I'm there and record it.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And gas is cheaper. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in. All right.
I'm kind of disappointed you reviewed Age of Steam already because that's a game I've been playing a lot of.
But you know what? When did, oh my God, when did we review Age of Steam? Oh God, that was like season 2, bro. We're in season 5 or 6.
I know.
We can revisit. Clinic. No, we can totally redo it.
Did you review Clinic?
Huh?
Have you reviewed Clinic?
No, I did Small City, though. We could do Clinic. There you go. Yeah. By the way, for those that don't know, this is exactly how we determine what gets reviewed on the podcast. Is be like, what could we talk about? Ooh, no, we've done that.
No, that's kind of the same.
We've done that. Yeah. But no, we could do Age of Steam or we could do Clinic. No, we can't do Clinic. Sorry, I already promised that to JT. So we could do Age of Steam revisit.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. Plus the new version.
Let's do. I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure something out.
All right. Ryan says Age of Steam was episode 44, and we're up to episode 145 now. 101 episodes.
That's beast mode, sir.
Just saying. How about a Goa reprints? Okay, cool. All right, yeah, hey. So, what came of this tonight? We brought some happiness and some joy. Got to kill some time with folks at home, first off. You got to be happy because you get to hear people gush about Capstone Games and having games all over their shelves with your...
Hold on a sec.
What?
It's cutting out a little bit. It just cut out a little bit.
No,
It's my
that's me. I'm
computer, I'm
totally
sure.
messing. Totally messing. No, we brought joy to folks at home.
Okay.
Clay got to smile and relax and chill out and enjoy hearing people talk about how many of his games they enjoy. I get a road trip out of this, apparently. I get steak.
Dude, it's not. This is like you're gonna go to a restaurant now, like Outback, for example, and be like,
Well,
"That's the worst steak ever."
I'll see cheese
Because I'm about to
fries. That
show
was
you
different,
some
but
stuff.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
And see, people are saying they would love. Oh, Mermies is another good one. The ant game.
Yes, that's one I've always wanted to play.
Well, it looks
That's a
like
good
I'm
one.
bringing Mermies with me as well.
You have this. Okay.
I do. Are you surprised? I have like 1,400 games in that.
I know,
closet.
dude. When I went to your house, I was like, "What the hell's going on, man? Like, how? That's insane!" And it's like, "Oh, wait, this is the one room. Let me show you the real room." And you opened the doors. It was like Titanic being opened for the first time, like and like all this stuff on the wall. I was like, I just want to leave me alone. I'm gonna go look around like it's a library. Like I will wear gloves so I don't ruin your stuff.
Stop. Nothing like
know.
that. I don't
I know.
own a single game that I am that anal about.
I'm just trying to look at my collection real quick because I want to see. Have you played Great Battles of the American Revolution? That series. Have you played this?
Give me one of the games in the series. I
Okay,
don't think I
let me get
have. Yep. All right. Ian, road trip to Western Australia. Oh, don't tease. I would love to get down there, dude. I would love to go visit Ian and just hang out.
I got this on the GMT website. It's got three really.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
four
Okay.
titles here.
I have them and haven't played them. No.
Yeah, it's. I wish it looked pretty, but it doesn't. But I heard it's really fun and it's an easy hex encounter style game. I think it's hex encounter. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, are there hexes and are there counters?
oh, dude, it's all hexes.
Well,
That's the
then it's a
map.
hex encounter
Okay.
as opposed to like point to
There's
point
counters and
movement
there's
or anything like that. Yeah, it's a very simple concept. They're war gamers. It's very, very simple.
Yeah.
Road warrior style, Ian says. Road trip to Western Australia. Dude,
Road
that's so
Warrior.
tempting.
That's
I don't know
like
how I look in leather, though, but I kind of got the hair thing going on since I can't get a haircut. Oh, God.
How about you come here to Ohio, pick me up, and we go?
Book it. So, on a serious note, so non-essential is shut down, mandatory shutdown until May 4th now.
Mm-hmm.
That means I go another 4 weeks without a haircut.
Wait, is this like breaking news or something?
No,
That
it just occurred to
Oh.
me that like my barber, I'm not going to be able to.
That's why I got the hat on.
Yeah,
I saw myself on
I've been
camera and I
more.
was like,
It's there's going to be
"Oh."
more of it. Oh boy. All right.
It's bad. I'm about to have my son cut my hair just to do it because it's gonna grow out anyway. So who cares?
See, and the thing is, the top's okay. It's the sides, and it gets really gray. I mean,
Dude, as soon as it starts going over my ears, I'm like,
Yes.
I
I
hate
agree.
that feeling. I don't like it. Yeah.
Yep. And this is getting outrageous. Like this
I can't
is-
even do that, man. You're
it's-
like next level on me.
it's a lot. It's a lot of gray in there though, but that's all right. Get clippers. I cut my own hair. You guys are
John, how do you
troopers.
cut your own hair, man?
I have
Like,
no
don't
idea.
get that.
I have no idea.
I hear that all the time. Oh, I just cut it. I don't get it, man.
Well, hey, and Corey asks, how good is Jess with scissors? I'll be honest, she cuts the kids' hair, so that might be happening. So, yeah,
It's worth the
yeah,
shot because you got like 30 days.
yeah. It's oof. All right. But yeah, so road trip in a couple weeks. Sounds like. You and I will figure out the details offline, and then I will be.
I would be super stoked if you
What do you
came
mean you
out.
would be? I told you I'm doing this. It
Yeah.
provided it is logistically feasible for me to travel and then drive back.
Yeah.
Then I will do it.
Who says you got to go back? I mean,
I
can
have a
we just start a new
studio
game
here.
group? Uh,
Yeah, yeah. So, um, but yeah, I think I will do that. Ryan says I gave my 2-year-old a haircut today. I cut it so short my wife almost cried. It's a 2-year-old.
I know.
It's
I
gonna
can
grow
relate
back.
to Ryan's situation right now so
Really?
bad. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
It's a
Oh yeah.
2-year-old. They don't care.
It's okay.
No, I'm saying the kids don't care.
Oh no, they don't care. They don't even know what's going
That's
on.
what I'm saying. So who cares?
I mean, they know what's going on. I don't want to. I'm not.
Yeah. I get
Gotta
that,
watch what I say.
but all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you got anything else, dude?
No, I want to play. I want to play some games.
Okay.
Tabletop Simulator. I'm going to start jumping into that. Maybe even doing like a Skype chat with some people. I think it would be a lot. This is like a good time. You mentioned schools and how like you can implement new changes. To me, this would be a good. What I'm doing is implementing changes within Capstone, but on a personal level, this is a great opportunity to play the games like that American Revolution war game on Vassal or implement it into Tabletop Simulator
Mm-hmm.
and just get people to the table because you got nothing else going on. I mean, you go to work, come home if you're even going out, and what are you gonna do?
Or
Like,
you work from home, and so you make the 10-step trip to your
yeah.
table to whatever it is.
oh, I do want to mention because we've been home so much. Sometimes I like to cool down from work because like last night I was up till 1 o'clock just cranking away at stuff. I was like, this is gonna be a long night, whatever. But some nights I'll play. I used to be a big time video gamer. We talked about Theme Hospital
Mm-hmm.
briefly on the PC, but I have a PS4 and there's a game called The Witcher 3, and
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about this.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I downloaded it 2 years ago for $30, and that was the best $30 I've ever spent on a video game. It's the complete edition, and I finished it a couple months ago, the full campaign, and then jumped into the first expansion. Now I'm on the second one, but I've just been playing a little bit here and there, and it's just a great escape. Just this fantasy world, the storyline, and what's so good is the storyline. Just if you like a good story with some like really good character development, that's what this game is. It's not to me. The fighting's cool, Okay, I'm gonna go fight this guy or whatever. But the stories that happen in the game are just it just takes you out of this world for a little bit.
Which is
It's a
awesome,
nice
right?
touch.
So let
Yeah.
me ask you. You said Witcher 3. Do you have to have played
Yes.
Witcher 1 and 2? Because I'm familiar
No,
with.
not at all.
No, it's its own animal.
I fell in love with CD Projekt Red, the publisher
Mm-hmm.
of this game or the
Mm-hmm.
developer, and
And they're out of
just did a
Poland,
lot of
right? They're
research on them.
Polish, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did a whole bunch of research on them and just kind of like figuring out how they operate their company, and because I really like what they do and I want to emulate some of their policies and everything. But um, they specifically made The Witcher 3. They were going to call it with a 3 on there, but instead, because they didn't want to do that, because people were like, oh, well, I need to play 1 and 2 to be able to know
Right.
what the hell's
Right.
going
Right.
on.
Right.
So instead, they have like it's a fantasy game. So like monsters, you're slaying monsters or whatever. They have the 3 as like this claw mark that comes down with 3 claws. So some people might not know that it's the third installment
Okay.
of The Witcher, but that's kind of like some of the design choices that they made. But then they released a card game version of it called Gwent, and it just came on the Android phone, and I played that a couple times. It's a nice Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering style game, but based on the Witcher universe. But yeah, it's just a nice escape, man, especially from the intense reality that we're going through right now, and just really enjoying that. So
I want to get back into it. And it's Horizon Zero. Horizon Zero Dawn, I think is the name.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Yes, I'm familiar with this. Yeah. I
So
haven't played it, but
that's the last video game I played.
yeah.
So it's been a couple years, in all honesty. That Matt got it, and he and I played the hell out of that. And I didn't. I'm a huge like squirrel, like on any of those open world games like that, right?
Side
I'm like,
quests.
oh my god, I get so derailed on that, but I love it. So I think you know what? I think I might take some time and try and do that since my downtime, whatever downtime I choose to take, then I don't have poker. So maybe I get back into, or maybe I try Witcher 3. I don't know. And yeah, folks are saying Horizon Zero Dawn's amazing. Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, I've heard it's really, really good. I gotta say, I would be surprised if another video game out there has a good story as good as a story as The Witcher.
Okay.
Dude, I am telling, like, I will give you it's on sale for $15 right now for the whole shebang.
Okay,
Everything
like all the
Witcher.
expansions and stuff and all that. Whatever.
All the DLC for
Okay,
15
yeah,
bucks.
all right.
I will gladly. Oh my god, dude, it's so good. The Witcher's, and then they have the Netflix series, which I can't get into, man. I tried, and it's hard to watch it. Just every episode is such a like, okay, I gotta prepare my body to watch this, like mentally.
Because you know the story from the video game, or what?
It's just not good.
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
I was
all right,
hoping
fair
for
enough.
HBO
All right.
production here.
Okay.
It needs HBO
Okay.
for that, but
I'll be honest. It's HBO. There are a few things that can match what HBO does for series. You know, whether
got
it's
that
Rome, The Wire, Game of Thrones, obviously. By the way, if you haven't seen Game of Goats, it's pretty amazing. Like on YouTube, it's a bunch of goats singing the song.
Doing
It's just, so I have a tendency to call it Game of Goats. I've read most of the books, but anyway, getting off. Let's see. Eric says he's been playing Control, really good game. And Robert says I took a week vacation to play CP 2077.
Yes, I just pre-ordered that, so I'm not too excited about it because I like the fantasy thing. I feel like this is more realistic and real world stuff. I mean, obviously it's in the future, but it's going to be hard for me to escape it and get into that fantasy.
There you go. I you know, and that's where like Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Because it's futuristic, but there's like dinosaurs that are robots. You know, that type thing. So.
You got the bow and arrow going.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So, Vince, okay, one last work question, and then we're done with work for the night. For Clay,
okay.
I asked this above.
You can ask me anything you guys want.
But what's a Winsome game you passed on for the Iron Rails? And are you looking at non-Winsome titles at all or previously unreleased titles?
Well, I want to play it again, but we played Chicago and Northwestern, I think is what it was. Is that one of them? Chicago Northwestern? I don't know.
I think so. I feel like that's one of the more recent ones, I think.
It should be one, but it's a Chicago and whatever.
Yeah, right.
But we played a whole bunch. I went to John's house, and John's a wonderful guy. He's really nice. He's very welcoming, like just very courteous, and just has great hospitality.
2016, Chicago and Northwestern, by the way.
Yeah, that's what it is. So Tim Coles came out with me, and Tim is one of my really good friends from Cleveland, and this guy can pick up games real quick, and he figured out the hook on Chicago and Northwestern, and just destroyed everyone. It just like it almost like broke the system, like what he was doing, and I was like, let's put this one aside for the time being, and let's see what else is out there, because there's so many more Winsome games. And we played Rail USA that night, and that was a blast. And that's where we wanted to take the series from there.
Okay, all right.
But I mean, Chicago Northwestern is a great game. It's just the what happened that night didn't sit well with the other games that we played and what we were looking to do with the series. So I'm not completely writing it off. I'm just saying like it's kind of the thought process behind it.
All right, and on that note, then, Are you looking strictly at Winsome Games for those, or are you
No,
no? Okay, all right.
no. It's actually Tim Kaiser made a game that's really good. I played it and I can't stop thinking about it. It's it's really neat. I don't want to say too much. It's a pick up and deliver. Um,
Would this be in the Iron Rail series or like a
oh,
Capstone
oh
type?
yeah,
Okay,
without a
all right.
doubt. This would be a one-page rule book.
Okay,
Um, it has a Age of Steam vibe to it with the delivery. It's fast. It's really cool. But that's on Tabletop Simulator too. So if you ever want to play that, but
what's
yeah,
the
that
name
one.
so people can play it?
He's calling it like Traction, I think, or something like that. I have a thing in my notebook upstairs. I was like, you need to call this like Cargo X or something like that. I can't remember what the name was, but it's really good.
Okay, all right.
And then Travis Hill has West Coast, Best Coast. I have not played that, but I've heard really good things.
All right. All right. Let's see what else. People are talking Assassin's Creed, Uncharted, Skyrim. Yes, Skyrim. Dark Souls.
Uncharted is good, yeah. I haven't played
I'm a
that.
huge Skyrim fan as well.
Yeah, I like the Elder Scrolls, man. Okay, if you like the Elder Scrolls, oh my God, I'm gonna PayPal you $15 tonight and just if you like the Elder Scrolls, Witcher like just destroys it, just
Okay. All right.
knocks
I'm
it out.
in. Okay. Done.
Witcher's like Mike Tyson, and Elder Scrolls is I don't know, but it,
Easy. That's that's
hey,
that's my that's my youth growing up right there. Is Elder Scrolls, Final
me
Fantasy
too, dude.
VII, Final Fantasy Tactics. Stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I'm telling you,
All right.
this is this
Okay.
is
I'm in.
and it will make you want to know about CD Projekt Red and like you're gonna want to jump into these. Dude, it's just a
So
ah
on that note, so PAX East happened, a month, 2 months ago, whatever it was at
yes,
this
I want to
point.
go to this.
Um,
Yeah.
and some of the big companies pulled out, right? And they,
Yes, PlayStation and all
so
that. Yeah.
PlayStation wasn't there, Facebook wasn't there. I don't care about Facebook. I was really bummed that PlayStation wasn't there because,
Yeah.
in theory, they were going to have the PS5.
Yeah.
As somebody who has waited in line overnight for the release of a system before on multiple systems,
Yeah.
that would have been really cool to be able to. Plus, with media passes, you get in early and you can go. I was bummed about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I don't know why they keep delaying it. I think they did release some specs and everything, but I want to know what the price is because it's going to determine if I buy it or not right now.
Sure. Well, especially given right
Yeah,
now. Yes.
yeah, but I probably will jump in and get it because Cyberpunk's coming and I'm going to give that a shot. But I saw as soon as Cyberpunk is released, they're going to work on a new installment of The Witcher, and I'm gonna whatever the souped up pre-order version of that is, I'm all in. Like, give me.
You
I'm throwing
sound
my
like a
money.
Capstone fan when people talk about your stuff. I kid you not. It
Yeah,
is very it's awesome to hear.
yeah.
All right, so let's see. If you like Skyrim or Fallout, which Fallout is everything. Fallout's
Yeah,
I don't know how
Fallout.
I haven't mentioned it, but
I don't know. I'm not gonna.
like the original Fallout, Fallout Tactics, Fallout
Had
2.
not played
Anyway,
that, dude.
oh.
That's old school, man.
The Outer Worlds. Okay,
I've
I
not
do
heard
not
of
know.
this.
Somebody's gonna have to make note of this in Slack, so because I'm not taking notes tonight.
Yeah.
Joshua asks, Final Fantasy VII remake? Yes, I'm in. Other people can't wait for Cyberpunk. Outer Worlds is amazing. Wow. Okay. All right.
What is Outer Worlds?
I
Is
don't
it a
know.
PC game? Do you have to have a PC for this?
Probably. Yeah. Look it up and tell me.
I am. Oh, it's on all the consoles and everything.
Okay. All right.
I'll check it out.
All right. So yeah. On a serious note about the road trip, provided that I can go, because some states are closing their borders to license plates, I will check into all of this. But I'm dead
It's cutting
serious.
out just a little bit.
All right.
What'd you say?
I said that
Sorry.
no about traveling. to you.
Okay.
Provided states haven't closed borders, which some may have. So I will look into that. But if so, then I legit will probably come out like the week of the 13th. So in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
All right.
that's great for
Ooh,
me,
Last
man.
of Us. That's another good video game. But that's a little too close
I've
to home
heard.
for right now.
Yeah, hold on. That game I heard is going to be an HBO series.
Cool.
I
All
heard
right.
this. I don't know how true that is. Maybe some people can Google that, but like a Last of Us series on HBO. Um, I don't know. My brother's a huge video game guy, and he'll text me all kinds of stuff like, "Oh, did you get Doom Eternal and all this?" And I was like, no, I haven't. I'm in The Witcher, dude. Still playing The Witcher. It's been 2 years. Sorry.
All
I'm all in.
right.
But
That's
yeah.
awesome. All right. Let's wrap it up. It's 11 o'clock.
All
Because I have a stream to get
Already?
ready for tomorrow. I have
Yeah.
that one right there. Hands in the Sea.
Sea.
Which, have you played Hands in the Sea?
I have not.
Have you played any of those type games, like A Few Acres of Snow, A Few
Yes.
Handfuls of Stars?
This game right here, I got to shout out to David Thompson because
Oh, yeah.
very similar mechanics, and this game was one of my favorite games from last year. Probably my favorite game from last year. It is phenomenal, and
Awesome.
I had a great time playing with my dad when he was here for Christmas before all this shit happened. This has been a great memory, and I really appreciate this game.
Yeah, it really good.
yeah.
We streamed it. Andrew turned me on to it, and he and I streamed it, and that was a blast. That was a really good time.
Hands in the Sea, though, I really want to play that because I think is it 4 players or something like that? It's not just 2?
For
Or
what game? Sorry.
Hands in the Sea.
Oh no, it's 2-player.
Oh, it's only 2
yeah.
player. Okay.
It's Punic War, Rome versus Carthage, which that's my jam. That is my wheelhouse for time period.
Ooh, see, now that theme is cool. I like that. I like that.
It's really good. We played it again last night. We played my first edition copy, which the rules didn't change. Production quality definitely is better in the second edition, which is what that is, which is what we'll be streaming tomorrow. Yeah, you should tune in for that if you're not busy.
I will be there. I should be there.
Cool. All right, then. Hey, guys, everybody watching, thank you for hanging out tonight. I suppose I ought to kill this. Hold on.
Yeah. Peanut butter. Think peanut butter as it's
Seriously.
going down.
That goes in so smooth. Like,
Hey, can you bring like one for me? I'll buy one.
yes, I will do that.
Thank you.
All right. So what did we learn tonight? We learned that Clinic ruined Ian's life for
So
6
good.
months.
But it's worth
Peanut
it.
butter whiskey is a real thing, and it's delicious. And apparently I need to play Witcher 3, and you and I both need to play Outer Worlds.
When you come here, dude, I got a 75-inch TV, and I'm gonna throw up The Witcher on there, and you're gonna play it.
This is, this sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, provided I can make this trip happen.
Yeah.
So there we go. All right, awesome. Clay, seriously, this was fun, dude. It was good to catch up.
I love it, man. Anytime you want to do this or whatever, I'm in.
All right,
Pajamas and all.
All right, and everybody watching, hopefully you guys enjoyed hanging out with us for a couple hours, got a chance to ask Clay some questions and just talk random stuff. So, yeah, hopefully that was a good break for everybody. So I will be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's 2 a.m. across the pond because Andrew has a kid that he needs to put to sleep first. So then we're going to stream it. And then I will be back Friday at noon with Freedom, the Underground Railroad. Then Saturday at 3 p.m., I think it is, with Field Commander Napoleon. And then another week of content. And then apparently I'm going to be in Cincinnati on a road trip. Who knew? All right. That was fun. Clay, thanks, dude. I will be in touch. We will figure out the road trip, make sure it's possible. Make sure it's okay with Ashley. And
Yeah, absolutely.
And everybody else, I will see you guys tomorrow night. And Clay, everybody out there, be safe, take care of one another, social distancing, the whole 9 yards. Adam, continued health improvement, recovering from COVID.
Yeah, Adam, I really hope he's doing well, man. That's sad. I hope he can get through it. I have the faith.
Yep.
So.
And Ian says, thanks, guys. Catch you guys at Essen. Fingers crossed. Yes.
Oh, we got to get tacos. Let's get Ian some cilantro. He loves that. It's his favorite.
Ian's one of those where I believe it tastes like soap, so that's not his fault.
Hey, everybody, send Ian cilantro emojis and stuff. He loves
Be
it.
nice. Be nice.
I
All
know.
right. You guys have a good night. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.
All right.
Clay, take care. I'll be in touch. Take care, y'all.
See you guys.